Hello and welcome to the Reef Dork Extra channel. Now Red Sea have just released a video showing you details of their new Red Sea REEFER Max series, and I've taken a look at those videos, I've gone over their website and I've made a few notes. So what I'm going to do today is talk you through everything you need to know, the bits that are missed out from the Red Sea video, and generally give you my opinion. We're going to start with the obvious question then of what is it? Well, these are all in one system, so it's not just the aquarium, it comes with all of the equipment that you're going to need to get started. The equipment it comes with are the lights, your power heads, your skimmer and filter roller, which is your filtration, your return pump and your auto top off. Of course, it doesn't come with things like the accessories like fish nets, buckets, test kits, all those sorts of things, but the main equipment that you need to get started is bundled in this deal. And the whole point of this is that it takes away all of the decision making. So particularly if you're new to the hobby and you're thinking, what skimmer size should I get? Which light should I get? How many power heads? Red Sea have done the maths on that. They've worked everything out and they've bundled it all together to make it nice and easy for you. There are a couple of other benefits as well. First is that it will save you money. Now I'll show you a table later of the cost that you would spend if you bought all that equipment separately and compare that to the cost of the bundle, but also it brings everything together under one app. So your power head, your lights, your skimmer, everything is controlled under one app, which is the Red Sea app. And of course, because it's all Red Sea branded, it all looks nice and matchy in your sump, which we all love. So that's what it does include then. What doesn't it include? Well, apart from the things like the accessories like the test kits that come separately and come later, there's not an awful lot. There's a dosing pump showed in some of the clips in the videos. That's not included. That's just included to show what the slide out control panel looks like. And you're not going to need one of those for a good 6 months anyway. And the only thing that it doesn't come with that you actually definitely will need is a heater to get your water up to 25 degrees C. Apart from that, it comes with absolutely everything you will need. There's a couple of things that you'll need later down the line, maybe like a phosphate reactor, but everything to get started comes with the tank. So that's what it is, what you do get and what you don't get. Who is it aimed at? Well, it's not aimed at people like me. I have my own personal favourite skimmer, lighting, power heads, all those sorts of things. And so if I was going to go in and buy a new tank, I wouldn't need them to have bundled everything together. It's aimed at people who don't want the headache of searching through the minefield, wondering what size light to get, how big the skimmer should be, all of these sorts of things. And I've taken a look at a few of the examples of the aquariums that they sell in this Red Sea REEFER Max series, and I think they've pretty much got it right. I didn't find anything where I thought, the return pump's too small on that, or that needs more light or more power heads or anything. And I think you might need to upgrade some of the equipment later down the line when all of your corals are grown out, but to start with, I think they've got it pretty much spot on. And in the past, there have been some aquarium manufacturers who've bundled together deals with a load of equipment where you would instantly pick it up and think, that skimmer's no good, the lights are rubbish as well, and you would sell all of the equipment on and upgrade it from pretty much day one. With the Red Sea stuff, I don't think you're going to do that with anything. There are pros and cons of all the equipment, of course, but in my opinion, having looked down the list, the equipment ranges from perfectly acceptable to really quite good, and I don't think there's a single thing in there that you would want to replace instantly. So it's all equipment that you will probably be happy with, at least in the medium term, and maybe even the long term. And if you're still on the edge thinking, well, I might be able to save a few quid if I chose all my own equipment, and that might be worth the headache, the other good news is that this saves a bit of money. Now I ran the smallest system in this range, the Red Sea REEFER 170 Max, and the largest and therefore most expensive system, the Peninsula S950 Max. And both of those prices came in with around about an 8% savings when you compare all of the equipment that you'd have to buy separately against the equipment that all comes with the bundled deal. So that's a fairly substantial saving and actually significant enough to make it a serious consideration and sort of tip you over the edge possibly from, well, maybe I should get it to, yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good deal. However, with that being said, you shouldn't be under the illusion that any of this is cheap. And actually for the smaller system, the Red Sea REEFER 170, a 170 litre tank, it comes in at £2,700, which is a hell of a lot of money. And actually when I ran similar calculations on what equipment I would buy if I were to buy that tank and all of the equipment separately, not buying Red Sea stuff, it came in at a £500 saving instead of a £280 saving. So you can do it cheaper, but then it doesn't all have the same Red Sea look, so it doesn't look as good, and you'll have different apps, and some of the equipment that I chose doesn't even have an app. So there are pros and cons, but ultimately Red Sea has done all the thinking for you, and that's basically the whole point of this system. So that's everything you need to know. Is it actually any good? Well, actually, I think for the right person, it will be the perfect setup. It takes away all the headache of having to think about whether you're getting the right equipment, going into one shop asking them what pump you should get, only to be told a different thing in the next shop you go into, and all those sorts of things. And as I said, I don't think you'll get any of this equipment and think it's no good, I need to replace it straight away. And I think it's all appropriately sized for most people's requirements. So if you're that kind of person, and crucially, if you've got the budget to spend a few quid, then it's probably the way to go. But if you're a bit more inquisitive and you're prepared to take a risk that you might choose the wrong equipment, with the prospect that if you take that risk, you might end up getting better equipment and saving a few quid as well, then you can go the other way and draw up your own list of equipment and choose everything yourself. But I'd love to know what you guys think about this, so let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for next time. And until then, happy reefing.